Hey y'all, it's the Melanin Twins, and it's your girl Deja,
and it's your girl Lima,
and welcome back to Twofold.
We definitely do this every time we say twofold.
At this point, that is our thing. Twofold is this.
It works.
So welcome back to a new episode, you guys.
Welcome.
If you're still hanging in there with us, we appreciate you always and forever.
Day one.
And if you're new here, definitely just vibe with us. For today's episode, we're going to talk about a prompt that the therapist gave us recently. And this prompt was to just explain our triggers to each other.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, so just to give a little background on what triggers even mean, it's just something, either words, actions, behaviors, it really doesn't matter what it is, but it's something that creates a negative feeling inside. That makes you go, you know what? This disturbs my peace.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
like I don't like this, and it's making me want to react.
Right.
So yeah, she told us to make a list of about 3 to 5, 7 to 8 triggers,
right?
So that we are like just more aware of in our adulthood what we can like stay cautious of or stay away from, knowing that this is something that bothers one another.
Yeah, and I don't think we've ever talked about this. Say it again. I don't think we've ever talked about this.
I don't think so neither, honestly. I think we've always just like grown up and like we know like, okay, stay away from this because that gave such a big emotion, but we never actually sat down and was like, listen, these are the things that I'm not too fond of. So let's dive right in, head first.
So my first one is being told how or what to do when I'm showing up as myself.
Okay, explain. Give me some more. So maybe an example or something.
Okay, so like for instance, right? I know that in high school I was really loud, and I'm probably still naturally loud, right? Of course, with years I kind of toned back a little bit. But an example that I could provide was in high school. I remember I was just being myself. It was lunchtime, and some girl was like, "You're too loud." I was talking to my friends, and the girl was like, "You're too loud." She walked over to our table and pointed me out and was like, "You're too loud. Can you lower down?" I just looked at her and was like, I didn't even respond. I just looked at her.
Oh my God.
And then she walked away, and you know what I did? I think subconsciously I got even louder. Cause it was like it's lunchtime. What if I'm supposed to whisper? Everyone's loud at this point. We can't, if we talk at normal speaking tones, we're not gonna hear each other.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's just an example of like me showing up, just being myself, having fun. I wasn't really disturbing. I disturbed her, but everyone else was chilling. So it was like, don't tell me what to do or like how to act, So that triggered me.
I'm curious to know, like, so if you're getting like constructive feedback or criticism, like, let's say we're at a restaurant. I know it might be like outlandish, but let's say we're at a restaurant and you are showing up as yourself and you're being loud, and like maybe I'm at the restaurant with you and I notice like, okay, people starting to pick up at our table is like too much or something like that. How would I navigate telling you that without making you feel like you're not letting me show up as myself?
Yeah. I mean, present day, I feel like I would pick up on if I'm too loud and I can see around me. I would say explain to me that, hey, I'm noticing people are starting to turn when you're speaking, so your volume might be just too loud, sort of kind of. Instead of saying like, hey, you're loud right now, you need to lower down, because I'm going to just subconsciously, I'm going to just think, why is she telling me what to do? If I'm loud, I'm loud, it is what it is. But if you add in a layer of people are starting to notice and it's bringing attention to us, then I'll be like, oh, okay, this is affecting not only her.
So can we role play right now?
Okay.
All right. So we at the restaurant. You talking?
Yeah. So
a little louder.
Yeah. So this girl pissed me off, and yeah.
I'm starting to notice like people are looking at us, so maybe like lower it down a little bit.
Okay. I like that.
10 out of 10?
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Okay.
I like that.
Good to know. Good to know. That is a gem I'll keep.
Okay.
All right. So one of my triggers, I would say, is being ignored.
Okay.
And I would say maybe like, I know sometimes it's sometimes people could be doing their own thing and they just like consciously isn't aware of it. But like I would say if I'm like in a full conversation with you, I want it to be here like eye to eye, rather than like a response that's nothing of what I'm speaking about, or you turn or you go on your phone and it's just like, okay, whatever. Like, it makes me feel like what I'm saying is not important, or it's not worth it, or just like me speaking or the conversation is just not worth your time at that moment.
Yeah.
So I will always feel myself like get upset internally, and I'm still working on it because I personally just don't want to be upset when things like that happen, because sometimes it is out of my control. But it's like in general for our relationship, when we are having a conversation, like I would want you to be present in our conversation and like locked in with me.
Okay. So how do I now? My question to that, or my response to that, is when you are speaking, like sometimes my mind does drift off into something else, but I'll still be presently hearing what you say. Like it literally, y'all know, people that know. So how do I make you feel comfortable, or how do I make you feel like, okay, she's not ignoring me, she just needs to focus, and right now she's unable to focus.
I think in that moment, telling me that is fine.
Okay.
Like as long as you just put me on to what is going on, because sometimes I get confused. I'm like, well, did I just say something that like messed up her mood, or it just makes me start to overthink of whatever the situation is happening. If you're aware, like, oh man, I just picked up my phone while she's speaking, or I'm having this thought about work while she's speaking about a party or something like that, I would rather you just turn and be like, hey, I heard you, but my mind is like in different places right now, so bear with me. And I'll be like, okay, I understand.
Okay, I could definitely do that. And then, yeah, I could definitely do that.
Look at us growing, guys.
Okay.
All right, trigger number 2. How many do you have?
I only have, let me see, because it restarted. Wait, hold on.
Okay.
Okay, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I have like 3. Okay, here you go.
You know what's crazy? I have being ignored too.
Ain't that something?
I swear, I don't be ignoring you. And I'm working on it too, because we can skip me being ignored. I don't like people yawning and talking. It's a trigger for me.
Wait, yawning and talking at the same time?
Yes.
Like
yawning, like, it's a trigger for me. I hate, like, it bothers me so much because it makes me feel like, why are you wasting my time? Like, I don't understand you. And I'm not saying you. I'm just saying.
I'm gonna say, I know for a fact.
You do it a little bit.
I yawn and talk at the same time.
You be at the end of your sentences.
I'm gonna need y'all to drop a comment, something. Give me some thoughts on what y'all feel about that. How do you feel about that trigger? Yawning and talking at the same time. Is this a real trigger? Is this a trigger?
Okay, that might be a pet peeve.
It might be a pet peeve.
That might be a pet peeve.
That's a
okay,
pet peeve.
so let's skip this. Let's skip that.
Okay.
All right, you go ahead since I did that. Let me skip that.
All right, my next trigger, I would say, all right, it's 50-50. Okay. Bear with me, but it's being interrupted. Now, if we're in a conversation and the vibes are flowing, ideas are going, see, I just did that, and both parties are just like, hey this, hey that, I don't mind it.
Okay.
But if it's like you can tell when someone interrupts you because they no longer want to hear what you have to say, or like they assume they know what you're gonna, like, where your sentence is about to end, so they want to like interject, or a thought popped up in their head and they're like, ooh, let me get it out. So it could be a combination of those 3 things. But I just feel like if I am going to be interrupted, I want to be acknowledged, like, ooh, I hear you, something just came in my head, I have to get it out, or something like that. Like, not just like a interruption and then you go to West Africa when I'm in New York, and it's just like, how did this interruption relate to this conversation? It kind of goes hand in hand with the being ignored, I feel like.
That's a valid trigger. That's a valid trigger. Drop a comment. No, I'm just joking. I'm just kidding. No, that's valid. I think that, I can't really say my perspective on it because I feel like it's not really gonna make sense. I feel like I need to process it a little more to make a clear statement.
That's fair. We don't have to like explain it for every trigger. We could just kind of tell it more of like, if there's a question that you have about it, then okay, but you don't have to like.
So when do I know when it's okay to interrupt and when it's not?
In general, I would, when I'm in a conversation, like how we're having a conversation right now, I'm able to finish all my thoughts, you're able to finish all your thoughts, and the conversation is still flowing. Instead of like, if I was in mid-sentence right now and you started talking, it'll be like, what? And then it's like, you start talking, but again,
I knew it was about
you
me.
be in West Africa. Y'all, she would interrupt you. I'll be like, you know, at work I had such a great day and this is the stuff that I did, the projects I had. And she'll be like, you know, I thought about this blue shirt today, and I'm just like, what is she talking about? And then it makes me again feel like maybe she's ignoring what I'm saying.
Absolutely not. I think that, like, you're right, my mind, I need to learn how to hone in on when my mind does drift. And if it does, not get too excited about my thought and go, ooh, let me tell her about this, even if you're saying something completely different.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. One of my biggest triggers is being touched when I don't like the person that's touching me. No, for real, because guys, I feel like guys nowadays, when they try to talk to you, they like, instead of just saying, hey, you look really beautiful, I wanted to get to know your name, I wanted to get to know you, something of that nature, come real gentleman-like, they will like, hey, ma, how you feeling? I don't even know you. I don't even know if I like you or not. Like, don't touch me. Or if like me and you beefing, not saying I never don't like her, because I be loving my sister. But when me and you beefing and you wanna hold or you wanna, you know how you do the thing where I just be like, if she don't get off of me because I'm mad at her right now, like, don't touch me. But my love language, one of my main love languages is touch. You know, like, one of my love languages is touch. Like, that was my first love language. So I think my body, like,
it's your body. You should, yes. You have a valid trigger.
It interprets the touch differently. Like, it's not just a touch to me. Like, when people touch me, they touch me, you know? Your trigger?
Drop a comment now.
Stop.
JK. Okay. My trigger would be maybe I only have two. No, let me think. My trigger would be,
I can say one of your triggers.
okay, you can tell me one.
Or you can agree if I'm right or wrong. I think one of her triggers is when you say you're gonna do something and you don't do it.
That's valid. I will take that trigger, yeah. So my trigger is when you say you're gonna do something and you don't. And I think that comes from myself. I like to be very reliable. If I say I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. And if I feel like, you know, I changed my mind or, you know, something is stopping me from doing it, then I want to acknowledge that to the person. Like, I want to tell the person, hey, I no longer can do whatever I committed to. I think it speaks to character. I think it speaks to trust. So yeah, it definitely, when I come across people that don't do what they say they're gonna do, it definitely like makes me a little shaky on my trust, because it's like, well, when do I know when you tell me, hey, I'm gonna meet you downstairs, you're actually gonna meet me downstairs, or whatever the case is. So that was a good one.
Thank you. I would say that's one of my triggers too. No, for real, because I'm someone that I try to be like big on my word. If I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. So don't tell me you're gonna do something and you're not gonna do it. And my standard for myself is high, so my standard for you is gonna be high. Don't play with me like that.
And you know what's crazy? When someone offers something, like you weren't even a part of my like plans, but you offered to be of service, and then you don't
Do it.
be of service. In my head, I'm just like triggering her. Why did you even say anything? Because I'm getting riled up. I'm disturbed.
Yeah.
I'm gonna relax.
Okay.
That was a good one.
My last trigger is, I got two more.
Okay.
Okay. So one of One of my other triggers is dishonesty. I don't lie. I can't lie. You can catch me in a lie because I'm just not good at it. And that was on purpose. I always, like, when I was growing up, I'm like, yo, I see when people be getting caught up in these stories, and I made a point to be a character where I'm like, okay, I don't lie. Like, that's a part of my character, not lying, so don't lie to me. And then the last trigger I have is, I forgot. It's gonna come to me.
And we'll catch you right after this break.
I forgot.
That's okay. I could talk about one of my triggers. I think, and this is like, maybe, let me just go. One of my triggers would be being in a crowded space. I think now that I'm like an adult and, you know, I'm amongst other adults, I feel like as a kid, you kind of were always around people in your age group. Like if you were 18, the most you was around was like 21, 22. But I feel like as an adult, you're always around like different generations. They can be really younger, they can be really older. And no one really teaches you how to navigate that. No one really like, there's no manual to be like, once you become an adult, hey, be prepared that you'll be in any room and there'll be always an age gap or whatever the case is.
Yeah.
So I started getting a lot in my head about it. And like sometimes when I am in a crowded space, I can find myself like overanalyzing things or like overthinking. And it just doesn't go well for me. So I normally just end up leaving and I'll be like, hey, I'm gonna catch you guys later. And then once I get back in my house, I feel more calm and feel more like at peace. Yeah. So it is something that I'm working through because I want to be like more social. I want to, you know, build more networks and, you know, just connect with more people. But that also comes with sometimes I may have to be in a crowded room and still feel comfortable and feel like myself. So something I'm working on. I've noticed it maybe like a year ago.
Oh, this was recent.
Yeah, BB King days are over. BB King, if you know, you know.
You know. Okay.
BB King's was packed, sardines.
A
Packed.
vibe.
It was
A
definitely
vibe.
a vibe. But I think now that I've learned, like I've experienced that in my adulthood, it's like I like my personal space. I don't want to be brushed up against. I don't want to be my toes stepped on. I don't want no drinks spilling on me.
I feel like BB King though, you definitely didn't like that either, because every time somebody let me tell y'all something. Every time somebody
Not too much.
or stepped on. All right.
It was not that
Pressure.
bad. I personally just always loved my space, and I feel like everyone should own their space. You have like an invisible box around you. Like you should own your space, and sometimes people get too close or get too comfortable, and you really have to set the tone that's just like, hey, I understand you might be under the influence, you might be drinking, smoking, whatever. Just keep yourself composed over there. Don't come too close. So
I get that.
yeah.
I get that. I don't really care about personal space. I be turned. Or I used to be turned.
You can't say that because your trigger was just be in touch. So now you say
no. I mean, personal space and touch is two different things. Like if I'm in a crowded area, I'm okay with that. But if you're like touch, like if you're deliberately touching me, I remember my trigger.
We're back from the break.
My trigger, my last trigger, is being called a bully. Let me tell y'all something.
I mean, they already know from the last episode.
No, not even from, you know, because remember, well, I don't know if you remember, but people from my high school, after I graduated, started coming up to me telling me I was a bully to them.
Oh, wow.
Yes, so I remember only one time in high school, some girl called me a bully, but I didn't understand because it was the basketball team and I was making jokes. And I actually wasn't the one that created the joke. Somebody else said the joke, but I just had to drag it because I was a dragger back then. And so I said it like 3 or 4 more times, but I made sure to look at her when I said it. So that way, like, if she laughed, I knew she was enjoying this moment with me, or at least that's what I thought. But then I learned that people do laugh when they're uncomfortable. And so I couldn't interpret the two. I just thought, oh, if you're laughing, that means you're enjoying my joke. Let me make you laugh some more. When really was like, no, you're hurting my feelings.
Yeah.
And then even like this girl, vocal major, in my major, She came up to me after my high school. We were outside, ran into her, and I was like, oh, hey, how you doing? I was hyped to see her and everything because we was in the same major. And then she was like, to her friend, she was like, you know, she used to bully me. And I was like, I used to. And I couldn't even think how. But I probably was just making jokes, and I probably wasn't thinking about the jokes I made. But you remember the moment with our friend, and she helped me see that my joke could really hurt people. And after that moment, from that point on, I've been more conscious of, okay, what are you about to say? What are you about to joke about? If it's not, I can joke about myself. I can do that all day, every day. So if it's not about me, or if I'm not actually hurting someone's feelings, then I'm okay. But if I am, don't say it. Just steer clear away from it. But yeah, I don't want to be a bully. I've never wanted to be a bully. Like, so it triggers me.
It's okay. We've grown from that. No,
I
get that. I can't relate. You're so funny. She's so funny. Rewind that. That's funny. I can't relate. Oh man, no, but I get it. I get it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it sounds like, we are getting through our triggers. We're starting to, explore them, not shy away from them. And I think definitely, Jim McClyde. I would say a gym for twins. If you are a twin, do exactly what we're doing now, which is just find a space, a safe space for you guys, and just talk about the things that no longer serve you or triggers that you've noticed over time. I think sometimes you can get caught up and say like, oh, this is my twin. She knows me. I don't have to explain it to her because she should know. But you always again have to remember you guys are going through two separate walks of life, and things that may happen in your experience may not happen in their experience. So just find a space to just sit and talk and really be open. No judgment. Let the person say what they want. You say what you want. And just hear each other out. And try to like always consciously remember like, okay, this is a trigger from my person or from my twin. Let me try to stay clear of it. And if you don't remember, ask.
Yeah. My gem. Okay, so my gem is a little bit not focused on twins this time. It still can relate to twins, but it also can relate to if you're not a twin. I think it's really important to ask the people in your life, how are you showing up to them and their perspectives? Because sometimes, like I said, you can be thinking one thing, you can think a joke is harmless, you can think that the way you're speaking to people is harmless, and little do you know, it's not. It's destructive and it's negative and it can be hurtful. So my gem would be just asking those questions and say, hey, these last couple months, I felt weird. Can you let me know your opinion? Or these last couple months, I haven't felt nothing at all. What's your take? Or these couple months, I'm happy. Are you feeling the same vibe? So always just ask and see what they say and be open to it and really be receptive to what they have to say and be ready to change when you can. That's a good one, right? Thank you so much for tuning in today. This was episode 4. Yes, we're going to keep counting because consistency, discipline, tracking.
At this point, we're saying it to ourselves so we can know, like, hey, 5 is coming up, so get
Very
to
much
it.
so. Very much so.
We definitely appreciate you guys if you stayed for this entire video. Like, subscribe, comment, drop some gems for us.
Yes.
Even if you have any questions, definitely feel free to comment down below as well. And we'll see you for the next episode.
Love you guys. Later.